everyone, it's Megan with AboveRubyStudio.com. Thank you for joining me for another Tuesday tutorial. Today's Tuesday tutorial was kind of sponsored a little bit by Crafty Corner because I went out there and they gave me a couple Cricut cartridges and things, which I'm really excited about. I bought some things and they gave me some things and we just had a really great time out in Wisconsin, and I just wanted to share one of the things that I got from them, which is the Potpourri basket Cricut cartridge. I was a little bit skeptical whether or not I would need this cartridge or like this cartridge or what I actually would think of it. And I just wanted to show you guys really quickly. It is really a cute cartridge if it's something that you're looking for a little bit diversity, and if you don't have a lot of the original Cricut cartridges, this is a really great one to pick up. As well as it comes with a really cool DVD, projects DVD. So it has a lot of different ideas for making glass etched things, and there's a lot of different ideas on there, but I'm just going to page through a couple of the things that are on here. There's all kinds of different things, place card settings, envelopes, cards, things from Stretch Your Imagination, indie art, home decor, just a lot of different cartridges all combined into one. And there's even a really cute little bonus Cricut head and base and things like that too. So all the different events and occasions are in here. Back to school, vacations, summer. I love the four-wheeler. You know, I do a lot of stuff with four-wheeler. Trees from camp out, snowflakes, Christmas trees. I really like this pine cone. I think that pine cone's really pretty. So a lot of different flourishes and flowers, frames, you know, it's all kind of in here. Today what we're going to do is I'm going to make a placemat. So just some placemats for a simple table setting. I did some lamination. This is sort of for this is just two of the pairs cut out and then laminated just to put your serving plates on or serving dishes or something like that in the center of your table. And this goes great with my particular kitchen setting. So I'm using this, and then I also just made a regular placemat. So that's what this one is here. So you have a full placemat, and then you also have things that you can make just that are for your serving dishes and things like that as well. So we're gonna get started doing that. I did pick up a couple other cartridges, including I picked up the Plum Cricut Expression. I love purple, that is my favorite color. And so I got the Plum Cricut Expression, and with that came the Playtime Cricut Light cartridge. This is adorable. Let me just tell you right now, I'm not usually crazy about these kind of cartridges, but I really like this one. There's just a lot of cute little kids playing. It works great with paper layers, so if you pick up a sheet or have paper layers through Club Ruby kits, or it's coming in stock, it works really great with this cartridge as well, because there's, you know, all the different layers, and one sheet of paper will complete everything for you guys. So anyway, this Playtime cartridge is really cute. I'm really happy that I got it. So anyway, that's just my little thing. And then the other cartridge that came with it was the Cricut Classic Font cartridge, which I liked as well. A little bit different from your normal Plants in School book. The tall ball has a shadow on it, which is really cool. I like that function because a lot of times if you have the base, you know, your base, the shadow only works for the base. But now with this cartridge, there's an italic shadow, there's a tall ball shadow, so you can now shadow the other two creative features, which is really cool. I'm glad ProvoCraft did that with this cartridge especially. But there's cute things like there's tags, there's the happy birthday phrases, thanks phrases, frames, just really cute things that make really great scrapbook elements. It's a great base cartridge to start with. So I don't know if this is going to start coming with all the expressions or not, but I'm glad that it came with this colored one because I actually really like it. So anyway, this isn't to sell you guys on anything. This is just to inform you guys of what is out there. But you know, if you are into it or like it at all, that's great. But I really want to show you guys how to make these placemats and hopefully give you some ideas and inspiration. I just picked up these 10 by 12 laminate sheets. They're acid free, so you can use them for actually preserving things or just making simple things like your placemats, which is what we're going to do today. So it's really not a hard thing to do at all. All you need to do is cut these out. Now, you can run these laminate sheets through the Cricut. All you need to do is put it down on the image that you want to cut out first. So if you just wanted to laminate, for instance, one of these pairs, you would cut out your pair, put the laminate down, and then you could run it back through. Or or if you weren't doing layers or anything like that, you could put it on there. I actually had a talk with somebody about that this weekend who was getting their bulletin board ready for school, and she wasn't doing layers on things, and she was wondering, you know, was she going to have to go back through and cut out the laminate sheet? And I told her just to place her full laminate sheet on whatever piece of paper she was working on, for example, like this, and then she could cut it out, and then it would already be laminated for her. So as long as you're doing that, it works just fine. All right, so we're going to do this pear twice, and then we're going to do the shadow for it. Or I'm sorry, yeah, the shadow. So we're doing the base and we're doing the shadow. And we're going to do it very, very simply. It's just so simple. So we're going to do 2 on one sheet. I have just some craft cardstock. There's nothing fancy or special about this at all. All we need to do is place it down on our sheet. I'm going to put in my Cricut cartridge and then the overlay. Now there are 2 overlays with this. Okay, so there are 2 different overlays. If you're working from the bonus, you're going to need to use the one that says bonus on it, and you're going to press the bonus button. We're not using the bonus one. We are just using the base one. So we don't need to worry about the bonus, but we are going to do the shadow. So you're going to press the shadow creative function, and then the pear is right here. So we need to press shift pear, and you guys could not see that at all. So let me re-show you what I'm doing here. There are 2 different overlays that come with this cartridge. For example, this is the bonus overlay. So any of the bonus images that you're working from, it says bonus here on the side, that one you're going to need to use the bonus overlay for, and you'll need to make sure the bonus icon is highlighted. So you're going to see that come up, and then that will bring up the correct image. So we're not using the bonus. We're going to put that aside. We'll put back on the correct overlay, which is the base overlay. We are going to do the shadow, however. So there's a shadow function on here for the pear, and we already have it selected. Shift pear is the base shadow. I'm going to load in my map, and then I'm going to come to my top right-hand corner of my paper. So we'll just come right over here to the top right-hand corner. I'm going to do set paper size. I'm going to press my pear again. So I'm going to have 2 come up in my screen. Make sure there's 2 right there in my screen, which there are, pear. Now I'm going to do fit to page. Now I want to see how big these are going to be, so I'm going to press OK. And it's going to make them 7 inches each, which is perfect. So we can press cut. Remember that 7 inches. Press cut. And then we're going to cut out this layer at 7 inches as well on our other sheet of paper. So that quick and simple, it's going to cut out 2 of them at the biggest it could possibly cut them out. So fit to page doesn't have to be used for just 1 item. If I wanted to do 3, it would have calculated how big it could have fit 3 on that 1 page. So that's really how easy fit to page works. We'll unload. All right, so now I have my 2 7-inch pears that are ready to go on my placemat. Then I just have a sheet of pattern paper. I love this paper. This is from Graphic 45. This is their Halloween and in Wonderland collection. I love this. And I've included this in the October kit from last year in the Club Ruby Designers kit. I included a lot of that paper. I don't know if any of these kits are left. They went really fast. But they're at Crafty Corner if they still have any left. But our kits are just jam-packed full of awesome things, awesome papers. So I'm using what I have left over because I get, you know, I keep a bunch of the leftovers for myself to do crafting with, just because I like it so much. So 7 inches, we're going to do a repeat last. Both the pairs are going to come up, but I did change my size wheel to 7 inches. We're not using fit to page anymore because this is a 12 by 12 sheet. It would be too big. So now we're doing the 7 inches. We're going to turn the shadow off, so it's going to be the base pair. You make sure it comes up in your window. Even when you hit repeat last, as long as your creative functions are set to the correct ones or non-correct ones, then you're good. So press cut. Okay, all done. So we can unload. There is plenty of paper to still keep and use for other projects from this 12-inch sheet if we wanted to. Set that aside. I'm going to just turn this off. And now all I need to do is layer up my pear just the way I want it to look. So, oops. Oh, that wasn't cool. Okay, sticky new mat, and I just ripped that, so we'll glue that back together. Gotta watch that. I'm sure you all have done the same thing at least once. That one at least is salvageable. Yay! I got lucky. All right, so we'll peel this off. And you can save the other pieces and do something different with those as well. So if you save, for example, these parts of the pear and the little seeds, you can do something different altogether. But we're just going to use the outlines for this project. So now we're going to grab our glue. I'm going to use my Zig Squeeze and Roll. And I'll just glue on around the sides. This will go right here in the center. Goes together so quick. And this is a really great idea too for like kids' birthday parties. You can make matching little placemats to go with the theme. You know, the princess cartridge would just be adorable. There's a lot of new projects cartridges that came out. So you can really, you know, make it fit any theme, any color. And they're not expensive to create, and they don't take a lot of time, especially if you cut them out really big. You might only need to cut out one image, for example, for the center of your placemat, and just use a base color. And you can get all different size laminating sheets. I just picked up the 10 by 12. I thought it was simple enough for the size that I needed. It's more decorative than it is useful, at least in this particular situation for me. It's just to look cute and great for your, you know, your serving dishes and things like that. You have to excuse me, I do have a little bit of a cold, so if I don't sound quite normal, I did pick up a little bit of a cold last week, and I'm still really fighting it off, so sorry about that. My voice isn't... Ooh, that's crooked. Oh boy. And it doesn't really have to be glued down all that perfectly either, because you're putting the laminate on top of it. And there are different ways to laminate. There's like actual laminators. These are just the self-stick laminating sheets. So if you have another means of laminating, go ahead and pull it out and use it. All right, done. Now they're just going to go right on my red background sheet. My ziggle work. The scotch was not cooperating. All right, so ziggle work to just place this down here. And I'm just kind of placing them on top of each other. Now you could definitely add more decorations, put something like what a pear, something cute and cheesy like that if you wanted to, but I am not going to do that. I have my laminate sheets, and I do have 2 of them. All right, for this, what I do is peel off the backing just a little bit in the corner, and then just a little bit across the top edge. Okay, so this is how I do it. Now, there's a million different ways that you can do it at home. You do whatever works for you. I'm just going to lay this down right along this top edge here. Notch this up the best I can. Start at the top. Smooth that on. You can even grab your bone folder if you need to. Smooth it. And then I just peel the backing slowly as I push down. Okay? So it's just going right on down. This reduces the amount of air bubbles, at least I found. This is what's worked for me. So again, you do what works for you, and feel free to write in any tips that you may have. I'm not the laminating professional here, but this is just how I've reduced the most amount of air bubbles to go onto one sheet. Now you can just laminate the one side, or you can flip it over and laminate the other side. I would recommend laminating the other side if it's going on a table. That way if it gets any wet or anything, it's not going to soak from the underneath. So then you can just go around with your bone folder. Remove any excess bubbles with that bone folder. It's so smooth and easy to do. It's crazy. All right, and then all you need to do, once you put the second sheet down on the back, and I'm not going to put that down, but once you put your second sheet down on the back, all I do is grab a pair of scissors or my paper trimmer and just trim slightly off the edge so that there's no overhang of extra sticky or something that didn't line up quite right. So that's all you need to do. And that, my friends, is how I made little placemats or table settings using laminate paper, your favorite cardstock, and the Potpourri basket Cricut cartridge. I hope you guys have an absolutely fantastic day. Thank you so much for joining me for this Tuesday tutorial, and I hope to see you guys again very, very soon. Before I go, I just said goodbye, but before I go, I do want to say a special shout out because I'm looking here on my desk. I just got this from the most adorable little girl. I love her to death. Her and her mom are just the sweetest people in the world. I've met them a couple times out in Minnesota when I've gone out there, and I want to say a big hello to Melissa and to Madison. Madison is a sweetheart of a little crafter, and she created this adorable little envelope and drew this picture for me, and I think it is so beautiful. So thank you so much, Madison. If you're watching, I see that you used one of the new happy birthday stamp sets from the kit, and I'm so happy to see that you used that, and I'm glad you're having fun. And Melissa, I want to say thank you to you because I think this is the cutest little pouch that you can, okay, so I got this and I was kind of like, what is this? So I had to figure out what it was, and then it took me a minute, and then I realized you open it up and then you tie this together, and Melissa must have made this for me because she is just uber talented. So you tie